Hey guys, it's James Clay right here, back at it again with another video. I can't clap because I currently cut my finger yesterday at like around 7 o'clock, and basically this video is just going to be on how I did it because I'm always doing stupid things, I'm always falling, I'm always being clumsy, so I thought it would be fun to just make a video on how I hurt myself. Why not? So let's start at 7 o'clock, right? So me and my mom were arguing about who's going to do the dishes or whatever. She's like telling me to do the dishes, and I was like, yo, I don't want to do them. And then she was like, okay, I'll do them, but I'm not taking you where you want to go. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to do the dishes. Like, I'm going to just do the dishes, get it over with. But I was still angry because we were young. So I was like, okay, let me do the dishes. And she was just not getting out of my way, and I was getting mad. So I was like, okay. And then finally it got to the dishes that were there, and then I started cleaning them. And I was mad, so I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. And so I started cleaning the spoons, the bowls, everything like that. And then I got to the jagged knife. Somebody should have just told me to just like take a breather and watch what I was doing, but I was just so upset, and everything, I was already paying attention. So I grabbed the jagged knife, right, and I started cleaning it, and I went like this, like against the grain, like I went with the grain of the jagged knife, and I cut my finger really deep. Well, not really deep, but pretty deep, to the point where like it wouldn't stop bleeding. So I was just looking at it for a good minute, and I was like, oh shoot, like this is actually like happening, whatever. And then so I walked to my mom like normal pace, and I'm just like, Mom. She's like, what? Because you just got in a fight. And I'm like, I cut my finger. And then she's like, how? And then I'm like, because I was watching the dishes. She's like, you should have just let me do it, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah. So my mom was like, put your finger up so the blood doesn't rush to my finger fast, like too fast, whatever. And so I was like putting my finger up, and then that's when all the blood started gushing down and everything like that. So I was like, go to the bathroom. And I started going to the bathroom, and I was like, put pressure, and it just started gushing in. Everything was like all over the place, and I was just looking at it. It didn't really hurt. And then I was like, put pressure. So she got like a paper towel or whatever, and she was like, put pressure for about 10 minutes. So I put pressure for about 10 minutes. Then my mom walked back in after doing all the other dishes. And then she was like, how is it? And then we went to check it, and I accidentally bent my finger, because that's just like a mechanism. Like, you just want to bend your fingers. You're always using fingers. So I was just like, I bent my finger. And then it just started like, it wasn't bleeding at first. I was like, okay, maybe it stopped. Look back at the second paper set, like the new napkin I had on my finger, all gushing blood everywhere, everything like that. So like, yeah, so basically that's when my mom was like, get dressed. And I went to go get dressed, and I could not put anything on because I had the paper towel, and I had to put my shirt on or whatever, and my pants on. So I was like, you know, struggling a little bit. And then so finally I got everything on, and I was like, I'm hungry. So look, I made Hot Pockets, and my mom was like, we need to go, like, come on, like, we're gonna be there forever, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, you have time to make Hot Pockets. If we were here for like 5 more minutes, it's not gonna kill us, you know what I mean? So I made Hot Pockets, and then my mom was like, let's go. So after that, I literally wasted 4 minutes to make Hot Pockets, whatever. But anyway, so we go in the car, and it's fucking freezing. I have my Hot Pockets in one hand, holding my other hand, trying to touch my baby in another hand. So I'm just like, because I had my Hot Pockets on my lap, and then I had my finger like this, but I had to hold it like that, and then I was texting my baby like this, or like this. I don't know how I was doing it, but it was funny as hell. And then so we get to the hospital. We were driving to the hospital. I'm just eating, you know, listening to like Christmas music, singing, you know, nothing, like, I don't care. Like, I'm just like, I don't care. Like, this is like a little thing. And then so we get to the hospital, still eating my Hot Pockets, cold as hell. Like, it was so cold. It was brick outside. Like, I was so cold. And then my mom was like, oh, you could have put a coat on, you know, you had time. And I'm like, I barely could put this hoodie on, so I'm not trying to put a coat on, you know what I mean? But I was like, oh, whatever. So we get into the thing there. I get evaluated to like for my insurance, my date of birth, my name, blah blah blah, everything like that. And I hate saying my name, but they identified me as a male, so I was like happy. Like they just said male, and like that. My mom still called me James, so I was really happy about that. Like if you said my biological name, that would have just ruined my whole mood. I wasn't even mad about getting this cut, but like if you said my whole my biological name and a female, hell no, I'm good. Anyway, so after that, we were waiting in the waiting room, and I was still eating my hot pocket. And then we were watching Wheel of Fortune while I had to get another evaluation to see like, what happened or whatever. And then so basically what happened was they evaluated me. They said I had like the perfectest blood pressure, 98 point something, whatever, I don't know. And then so they were like, I've never seen that on a person. I'm like, yeah, because I'm healthy, you know, I'm a healthy person. Like I exercise every day. Like I exercise in the morning, do 20 push-ups, and I exercise at night. But then during the day I dance, whatever. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And they were like, you're really healthy. So it's like, yeah. And then so they asked me what happened. I told them this whole story that I'm telling you. And then basically they're like, let's get you into fast track. And in Old Bridge, we have like fast track in our hospital, whatever. I don't know if any other hospital has that near you, but yeah, we have fast track. So basically that means like we don't have to wait as long. We can just get in and get out. So basically what happened was I went into the place where they, you know, check you out and help you, whatever. So I went in, and they looked at my finger and they're like, what happened? And I told them this whole story again. And then basically they were like, let me check it out. And then they were like, it's just like a tear, like a really bad tear that's a little too deep. So they didn't give me stitches. I'm so glad, because I had, like, the first time I got stitches, I got in my head. And I should make a story about that. Yeah, I'm gonna make a story time about how I got stitches in my head. That's a funny ass story. I'm gonna make a story. Like, I'm gonna tell that story. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't get stitches in my finger. I'm happy about that. But they glued my finger and put steri strips on it and then a band-aid, so it looks like this. My finger is so swollen. And it hurts. Like it hurts now. Like it's sore as hell.